Let's go. The man I love to debate this with more than anyone else, Blake Ruffino, is fired up. And if there has ever been a topic that we are on opposite ends of the spectrum on, it is an 8-game conference schedule versus a 9-game. So, Blake, tell everyone why you feel this was a disaster today for the Southeastern Conference.
Yeah, because you're already at the elite level of strength of schedule.
Okay.
So what is your ultimate goal?
For me?
No. What is the SEC's ultimate goal?
To win a national championship.
Then you just hurt yourself.
Okay.
Because you already legitimately, throughout the last 2 decades, have had a tougher strength of schedule based off the teams that are in your conference and the last 20 national title winners. You legitimately have ran college football, okay? You last year legitimately had teams that had tougher strength of schedules in the SEC versus teams like Oregon that was in the mid-50s, Indiana that was in the mid-50s, SMU that was 77th. All these different teams played shitty-ass schedules. And so now today, Greg Sankey, because by the way, each team's going to get about another $5 million a year from ESPN in this, Brandon Marcello reporting. That's why they're ultimately doing it. Not only that, they're making the SEC schedule a non-conference opponent in a P4 from a P4 school. So there will be a team, regardless of what we think, that's going to have Alabama, Georgia, Texas, LSU potentially all on their schedule.
Good.
No, it's not good.
Well,
You're saying it's good like because you're thinking of it as a fan. You don't think, if you're the SEC, you don't think of it as a fan. You're not a fan in this scenario. You're the SEC. You're the fucking GOAT. So
I know. So if you are the GOAT, and if your phrase is it just means more, how can you live with yourself?
Let me tell you how.
Knowing that
because
another
Penn State
conference plays more conference games than you do. If it means more, why don't we be fearless?
Okay, hold on.
Why don't we be fearless?
Can I answer?
Yeah.
Penn State, Indiana, and Oregon combined don't face more ranked opponents than LSU as one single entity.
So does your opinion of this change if the Big Ten is required to also play an out-of-conference P4?
No, because those guys are doing it. Carter, I don't think that y'all understand how the lower level of the Big Ten is outright trash.
Oh, it's atrocious. I'm with you.
Okay, then stop. Then stop right there. They caved to them. They caved. Whether you want to admit it or not, they caved. Carter,
I don't think they did.
Indiana faced 2 teams above 500 last year and got in the playoff. Now, let's get to brass tacks. If Florida, who's going to have the number 1 strength of schedule in the country this year,
yes,
or at minimum top 3,
okay,
if they go 8-4, should they be in over 11-1, 10-2 Big Ten team that's in the mid-50s?
It just depends. I mean, if it's 11-1, if it's 11-1 versus 8-4, yes,
no, you can't do that. You can't keep giving these teams 10 ranked opponents and say if they go 8-4, 9-3, that they don't deserve to get in above them.
But I do think Indiana is a little bit of an anomaly in that.
Carter, you had 5 of them last year. It's not.
No. Do you think Michigan is going to be better this year? Yes or no?
I think they'll be about the same, 8-4, 9-3.
Right, which means they'll be a ranked team more than likely, Michigan this year.
Sure, but it's still that was one of the teams above 500 that they played. They don't have others.
Okay. All right. So do you think Washington, year 200 Jed Fish, now that they have a quarterback, do you think that they will be?
They were above 500, Carter. They didn't play them.
All right. So you're talking about just teams that they beat that were above 500.
Carter, their entire schedule, they only played 2 teams above 500.
Well, they also played Ohio State. Did they? That
was the other one.
Okay. So
their strength of record, was 130th in the country.
Right. And I would also say to you, Blake, what about Tennessee? Right?
Tennessee was in the top 25 of strength of schedule.
Yeah.
Every time you bring them up, you're wrong. Because
you're not. My point is that Tennessee played a way easier SEC schedule than that of Ole Miss, than that of LSU, and then that of South Carolina.
Okay, and then when it flips, they won't.
Okay,
when it flips, they won't. But you don't say the same thing about Texas.
No, but Blake, that is my point. My point is
there's never going to be equality. That's what you got to understand. It will never happen.
Are you freaking kidding me? Yes. Now the SEC schedules will never be equality
in the Big Ten.
Because that's their conference. There's
no bullshit. Bullshit.
No, Blake.
Carter, you do realize
No. Okay, I'll let you go. All right. Let me first start with saying, when you say the goal for the SEC is to win a national championship.
Is it not?
Right. Yes. Okay. So let's bring up the last SEC team to win a national championship. And who was that, Blake?
Georgia.
Okay. And how many Power 4 teams did they play that year?
No idea.
They played 10.
Okay.
They played 10. And it didn't stop them. It didn't stop them. Okay.
Carter, it's not about the national title win. It's not about the national title win. You're bringing up Tennessee.
No. Hold on.
You're bringing up Tennessee, though.
The year before, how many Power 4 teams?
Carter, you're moving the goalpost.
Did Georgia play?
You're moving the goalpost.
No,
because you're talking about a generational defense. You're literally bringing up Tennessee in strength of schedule, and then you're talking about a generational defense that won a national title.
Okay, all right. So
goalposts being moved.
No. They're not being moved, Blake. If you're
Tennessee had a generational defense,
if the goal of a team is to win a national championship, if you are good enough, it doesn't matter who you put on the damn field. It just doesn't.
But you just went from conference equality to a generational defense. Pick one. Which topic are we talking on first?
No.
We're talking on. Hold on. If we're talking on Tennessee, you're not going to get equality. Newsflash: there's going to be a team that gets Kentucky, Mississippi State, and Vanderbilt. I have a very, very good idea in my mind after talking to people. Alabama's going to get Vandy and they're going to get Auburn, two teams that historically have been down. Now, you're going to have to look at me in the eye and talk to me about equality.
Right. Okay. But hear me out. The SEC schedule will never be more equal than what it is now. For so long, you have played in a conference, and we're not even talking about the 16-team conference era that we're living in. We're talking about the former 12 and 14-team conference era where we never played most of the teams in our conference. And this has been a point that I've made from when I've started doing YouTube and just content creation in general. Okay. Now, Blake, you as a neutral college football fan have the honor as not only a fan, but even more important, as a player. If you go spend your 4 years at any institution in the SEC, you are guaranteed now with this somewhat, but I should say even more fair conference schedule, you're guaranteed to go to every single SEC stadium at least once in a 4-year period. Now with a rotation.
Who gives a flying shit?
I do. Blake,
it's not about you.
But
this is what you got to understand. It's not about you. You've made your argument about, hold on. You've made your argument about you, what Carter wants. This isn't about Carter. This is about what's best for our program. This is what is about best for the conference.
Yes.
The conference.
This is the best thing that's ever happened to the SEC.
No, it's not, because you're going to go to AQ model and you're going to look like a dumbass.
No, it will depend. It depends. It depends. But no,
I don't mean you.
It depends if you go to the AQ. The 5'11", 4'4", 2'2", 1'11" thing is a different debate, right?
No, it's not. You got to include it. The fact that y'all aren't including that is asinine to me.
No,
it's asinine.
Right. And I am not smart enough to know what model that they are going to go to. Maybe you know for certain What
they
playoff
do something
model?
like this, the Big Ten and Big Ten media days came out and called the SEC cowards for not going to 9.
Okay.
A month later, they caved to it. They're wanting to do an AQ model. Are you going to cave to that?
No.
So think about this.
I want a 5'11". Personally, I want a 5'11".
Okay, let's go to 5'11 first. 5 plus 11. Now you get in a situation where there's going to be a lot of teams in the SEC that go 9-3 and 8-4. A lot of them. And because the Big Ten is not equal to what you face, you're going to be in a situation where there's going to be teams that are 10-2, Indiana. There's going to be teams that are 10-2, Illinois, who literally went 6 weeks without facing a ranked opponent.
Okay.
It's not about what's best for the fan. It is for this. It is about what's best for your team inside the toughest league in the country. So there's going to be by the way, no SEC team, none. There wasn't one that went 6 weeks without facing a ranked opponent. Did not happen.
Good. So
Indiana did it.
Yeah.
You know who else did it?
But your whole argument
Illinois did it.
Surrounding 2 schools, Illinois and Indiana. Basically.
Carter, I can literally go to Nebraska, who's got the same thing. I can go to Northwestern, who had the same thing. I can go to Rutgers. Hold on. I can go to Rutgers. And Carter, all those teams were going to be vying for spots if you expand. Okay. Illinois is vying for a playoff spot. You cannot convince me that Illinois, who was vying for a playoff spot, has any relative worth Bama and what they went through. All right. You can't. Now, that thing I sent you on Twitter, Alabama beat 4 top 25 opponents. How many did Indiana beat?
No, I'm all about Indiana not getting in. So guess what the SEC did before they did this 9-game conference thing? This is a very important piece of news, is that the committee is changing up how they view strength of schedule.
And are you going to – all right, so let's start right here.
So
do you really believe that they're going to take a team that's 10-2 in Indiana or whoever the shit in the Big Ten, and they're not going to put them in over 9-3, 8-4 Florida? Let's say Florida beats Miami. Let's say they beat Florida State. Let's say they beat Texas, hypothetically speaking. Again, just hypothetically speaking. And Indiana, who only faces 2 ranked opponents and goes 10-2. Do you really think that they're going to put Florida in over Indiana? You're smoking crack.
Okay. So you're saying if Florida goes 8-4, let's just say theoretically this year, they were to go 8-4, and
let's say they beat Miami. Let's say they lose to Tennessee, Georgia, LSU, and Ole Miss, hypothetically speaking.
So they lose to Tennessee, Georgia, LSU, and Ole Miss, and that means that they would have victories over Miami, A&M, and Texas. That would be their big wins. And Florida State if they're better.
And Florida State. Now what you're going to have to do to me is go to those Big Ten schedules and tell me how that's equal. Let's just say, let's not even go 8-4. Let's go 9-3. Let's just say they beat Ole Miss at the end of the year and they go 9-3.
Okay.
They can change their metrics all they want. They literally, the last 2 years have changed the model of the playoff. That's why Florida State didn't get in. It's why Arizona State and Boise State got first-round byes. You really mean to tell me when they get at the end of this that they're not going to change it for a 3rd straight year?
Yeah, they just did change it. And did they not just change it? Did they not just say – Did they not
keep out Florida State?
Reality here. Did they not just say
they did? But what I'm saying is they literally came out in 2023. They came out in 2023 and said, we are going to get the best 4 teams in.
Okay.
At the end of the year. Then that's not their model. Their model is the most deserving teams.
Okay. So
right? Hold on. Was it not? Was it not in 2023 the 4 most deserving teams that belong to be in?
It was.
Okay, then the NC State AD, the last week of the playoff selection committee, came out and said, we want the best 4 teams. What's the model? So they changed it in the last week. 2024, Carter, they moved Boise State up to a top 7 team just to get them into a bye week.
Yeah, so if your point is they might change it before the playoff.
They've done it the last 2 years.
Right. So what if they change it in favor of the SEC? I mean, we don't know.
And you're going to have a situation where the Big Ten starts bitching and they want an AQ model.
Good. That's good.
Not good.
That is good for your argument. That's actually excellent for your argument.
No, it's not.
If you're saying if they change it again and they see that a school like Florida, who has a very, very, very
okay, hold on. I misunderstood what you're saying.
Okay.
If they change it from what it is right now and they keep a team like Florida out that's 9-3, and they don't put them in over a Big Ten team that didn't face off against ranked opponents. That's how I anticipate what you were saying.
Right. And it is also important which Big Ten schedule you're referencing.
Name one.
Well,
because none of
Wisconsin's is just absolutely brutal.
So is okay, let's go to theirs.
I mean,
hold on. They face 5 ranked opponents. 5.
Yeah.
Florida faces 9.
Yeah, but rankings can fluctuate from now until then. Wisconsin doesn't get any of the easier Big Ten schools. But
do you really mean to tell me when you look at both of those schedules that Florida's is not a tougher schedule than Wisconsin's?
No. I wouldn't disagree with that. I'm just saying that not all the Big Ten schools just have atrocious schedules. But to your overall point, I would agree. But let me say this, Blake. What if, and your argument is it's not what's best for me. Okay.
It isn't.
Okay. But that's not my argument. My argument is this is best for the neutral viewer. Way better for the neutral viewer.
It's better for our business.
Yes, it's better for everybody. Okay. And I think with a playoff model that is
better for you, got to stop saying that. It's not better for everybody. No, it is not.
Okay.
Because you're on the outside looking in.
Yes. Okay. All right.
When you're on the outside looking in of the playoff, I don't want to hear it.
Right. Okay. So hear me out. Is it not great that in a conference, all right, we're talking about a conference in almost every single sport requires you to do what to every team that is in your conference? What does that require you to do? If I am in your conference, what does that more than likely mean? What's going to happen on a schedule? That means you're going to play them, right?
Fine.
Right. So now in an SEC, for the first time in forever, if not ever, you are going to be guaranteed to play every single team in your conference once every 2 years.
Who gives a flying?
I do, Blake.
Again, who does? Who does?
I do. And everybody does.
Stop right there.
Even outside.
Stop right there.
Right. So let's just take anyone that has.
You get to play Kentucky more. Congratulations. You get to play Missouri more. Congratulations.
Good. And Missouri,
you don't want to play them, Carter.
I would prefer Missouri and Kentucky over Mercer.
No,
I'm sorry.
And no, you don't.
Yes, I would much rather play.
You've literally done 55 long-form videos about how Kentucky is the shittiest program in the SEC, and now you want to play them more.
Kentucky is a major reason I wanted a conference schedule to be even, because they would dodge.
It's never going to be even.
It's going to be more even. There is no doubt
it's not.
Yes, Blake, that is the dumbest thing you have ever told to me.
You do. Hold on.
For this every is as even of a schedule you could possibly ask for.
Tennessee could have easily gotten Auburn.
It is symmetrical.
Hold on.
It is absolutely a thing of beauty.
Tennessee could have easily gotten Auburn.
Put Greg Sankey on this earth to do what he did today. That's how great of a decision.
Let me tell you how you're wrong.
Now you are guaranteed in an actual conference. If you were to ask any other sports league and look at any other sports league.
I don't care about every other sports league. It's not college football.
I'm saying college football is so
different. Bringing the soccer shit into this. It's not about soccer,
Blake. It's basketball. It's football at a lower level. It's football in professional level.
Carter, it's not.
You play every team in your conference.
Name a team from the FCS that can come in and get to a Final Four like basketball. Name one.
I don't want to play FCS.
It's different.
Schools.
Okay, so stop right there. It's different.
That's my point.
Okay.
That is my point.
It's different.
My point.
Tennessee, who you keep clamoring over, could have gotten Auburn instead of Texas. That doesn't make their schedule easier or doesn't make it harder. It makes it easier. It makes it easier.
Yes. It's
okay.
There is some. There's still
don't you come in here and tell me that Alabama, who would get Auburn and Vandy as their permanent opponents, makes it equal when now LSU has to go face Texas. You are wrong.
All right. So let's use a hypothetical.
Hold on. One point.
The
separates teams. Hold on. Teams with a tough schedule, it separates how much harder it gets to the teams that will be less scheduled.
Okay. So let's just use a hypothetical, all right? Because look, I also want to be clear. I don't give a fuck about the playoff. I just don't. If you're good enough to win the whole damn thing, you'll find a way to get it fucking done. It's just that simple. The best LSU teams found a way to get it done.
Okay.
If you were to
now
add,
do this. Do the teams that went 9-3. Now do the teams that went 9-3 and 10-2.
Yes. Put them in the playoffs.
Those are a lot more of those teams.
Right.
By the way, guess what?
I have been on the record that Ole Miss should have gotten in over SMU last year. I'm very clear on that. But here's the thing.
You completely missed the point.
Okay, go on.
I'm just saying, you're going to have to look at situations where Ole Miss has to go up against another tough-ranked opponent. In the Big Ten, there's more shitty teams for them to go up against.
Good. Tell them to get their money up and get their shit together.
It's Carter.
Good.
That is simple in a small reality of world. When we actually come back down to reality, to the real world, that's not going to happen.
Right. Okay.
We got to wake up to the real world.
And I'm here. I'm 10 toes down in reality.
You're in La La Land.
I have never been happier. I have never loved Greg Sankey more. And I've never loved him more than what he did today. And by the way, I do think this is important because I think you and I both like Brian Kelly and we both like our athletic director, Mr. Scott Woodward.
No, not right now. Not my particular.
Who on this planet Earth, who on this glorious green earth that Adam and Eve started many years ago, who on this earth wanted a 9-game conference schedule?
Just because they agree with it means that they can't be wrong. Scott Woodward, right. Hey, you know what? Scott Woodward can never be wrong.
I'm not including this in the argument. I'm just saying.
Scott Woodward can never be wrong. Who did he hire at A&M? He can never be wrong. I'm
not saying that they can't be wrong. I'm just including it because I've done 1,000 different live streams. All right. I want to give kudos to Scott Woodward and Brian Kelly for saying, bring it the fuck on.
Carter.
I want 9 games.
And when you go to that podium,
I appreciate Scott Woodward because they, like me, are 5'8", 5'9" kings that are not afraid to put their nads down and say, fuck it. Add an extra conference game. Add it. I don't give a damn.
And listen.
I love you, Scott. I love you, BK.
Hey.
You did the damn thing.
Okay, hold on. When you're sitting on the outside looking in, I am going to come on this show and tell you I told you so.
Cool. That means we weren't good enough. That's life.
It's not what it means.
That's life.
Hold on.
That's life.
Hold on.
Okay.
9-3 Jaden Daniels.
Yes.
Doesn't get in this playoff.
Okay. We weren't good enough. Football's a team game.
Go sit on one of them green dildos in the WNBA. Bullshit, they weren't. The other 12 teams that they could have beat, get out of my face. Get out of my face if you literally believe that UNLV would have slowed down Jaden Daniels because they would have been in the playoff. Don't you dare look at me and tell me that that's the truth. Don't you look at me and tell me that.
I don't know.
Hold on. Missouri gets in over you. You beat them on the field. Now I want you to look at South Carolina. I want you to look at Florida. I want you to look at all these other teams that now have to not only play another outsider conference. Carter, there are going to be people with 11 P4 games, and they're going to be on the outside looking in, and they won't get in. You know why they did this? Because they want to expand the playoff to make more money. which is going to devalue the regular season, and wins and losses are not going to matter in the regular season as much as they were. If you can't put 2 and 2 together and you say something like, I don't like the playoff anyway, it doesn't matter what you like or don't like. There are people that want to see their team win a national title. That's what they want. So they disagree with you. So it doesn't matter about what me or you think of what they want to do in the regular season.
But I gave you two SEC teams that won the national championship.
Carter, what made college football unique? What made it unique?
Oh, it's regular season.
Okay, and why?
Because every week matters.
Then you have been on the side of more conference games when things aren't equal to everybody around you. Okay. In the beginning, you were for the AQ model until you got convinced out of it. And I guarantee you, on my life, you are going to be looking at this 9-conference game in 2 years and say, man, it's just not equal. I guarantee you it's going to happen because it's not.
Okay. We will continue this conversation right after this. A quick word allows you to get some
Do you think people think we hate each other?
Oh, they know we hate each other. They do. Quick word from our friends in Laffy Taffy, baby. Are you missing that sweet swing? If pain is holding your golf game back, you must check out the full simulator at the Lafayette location of Laborde Therapy Center. Yes, Chase and his team built this simulator to go along with a full set of programs catered to your needs. Yes, this entire team at Laborde Therapy worked hard to fix that back, your elbow, shoulders, wrists, knees, toes. It doesn't matter. At their Lafayette location, 337-981-4053. Call today. But what if you don't golf? And what if you don't live in Lafayette? No problem. They fixed anything therapy related. Book today, LabordeTherapy.com, with locations in Carencro, Youngsville, Morgan City, and Crowley. LabordeTherapy.com. LABORDE Therapy.com. Let's go.
What is your thought on the current health of this industry?
Yeah, it's concerning, and you could write a dissertation about what's wrong and what's good, because there's going to be a serious gap in haves and have-nots. And is that good for the overall sport? And I'm not smart enough to tell you that I know. I just know that, hey, I'm paid to worry about LSU,
right.
And I do that first and foremost, but I do have grave concerns of where this is going and what's going to happen, even within our conference and even within the Power Four. Hey, where and how does this thing evolutionize, and what do we turn into? And Paul, I can't speak for the people that are just dead set for the 8. I don't think it's as many as people think, but they have points that, hey, it's tough to get bowl eligible. It's tough to compete in our league, which is a meat grinder, and I get all that. I understand it, but at the end of the day, I think my coach, Coach Kelly, our coach at LSU, really said it best. Hey, look, I came in here to play the best, right, and be with the best, and I want to give the fans the best. And I think it makes even more sense now that we're expanding the playoffs to have tough, good games, and you can lose 2 games and still make the playoffs.
Would you like me to tell you where he's wrong?
Yeah.
Because I know you played that for me to try to tell me I was wrong.
No, I just played it just because I wanted to share the reference. So that clip was back in 2023. Okay. So I just wanted to be clear that
Carter, they're not going to say that when they're missing out on $20 million of playoff money.
Okay.
They're not going to say that.
Okay. That's not my concern. It's just not.
It is.
It's just, but it's
his.
It's also,
you got to stop saying it's not my concern or about what I want, because if you're going to look at a $20 million versus $5 million for an extra game, and that extra game keeps you out, you're an idiot. You're an idiot.
But that doesn't. But the point, Blake, is, see, you're one of the strongest-willed individuals I have ever met.
Thank you.
But I don't think this is in your DNA to be bitching about more competition.
It's not about bitching. You keep talking about bitching. Y'all keep talking to me about equality and getting the wrong equality wrong.
Yes, but
so wait a minute. You mean to tell me I face one of the toughest schedules in the country? You're going to add a tougher game onto my schedule, and then I got to compete with an outside conference to get in the playoff who doesn't go through what I go through every week. And you want me to say, oh, shut up and dribble. That's exactly what you're saying. You're telling me to shut up and dribble. Or in this case, in this conference, what you're telling me is to shut up and block.
Okay, get out there and win games. Go out there. Don't make excuses.
Okay.
Don't make excuses.
Then you better not ever come in here and talk about losses again. If next year remains the same, which Greg Sankey said, I'm taking him at his word, it stays the same. You face off against 4 top 10 opponents next year. 4. Okay, let's say you're not generational. There are teams in the Big Ten that don't face one, but one. Again, you're gonna have to explain to me how that's equal when my ultimate goal as a fan is to see my team get into the playoff and get to a national title. Can you explain how that's fair to me?
Yes. So let me ask you this, because if there is a neutral watching this, they would say, look, what guarantees you that the bottom of the SEC will remain great? Because last year,
how about the last 25 years where they have been per studies? They have more draft picks. They have better records. They have more guys that made all conference and all Americans. You can find the metric. It's there.
Okay. So you can't use all conference because, it's all in your own conference.
All Americans. Take the conferences out. Then go for all Americans.
But that's not true, though, Blake. The bottom of the SEC was
the
worse.
SEC has not produced the most draft picks.
They have, but it's mostly on the top end. The question is,
Carter,
what guarantees?
The last 10 years, some of the bottom end has been Florida that has produced a shitload of draft picks.
I'm not talking about Florida. I think most people would have.
You're
Florida.
talking about Vandy and you're talking about Mississippi State, correct? But what you got to realize is you've had teams at the bottom like Florida.
And guess what? Arkansas could fall off the face of the earth. South Carolina could fall off the face of the earth and get back to the must championship.
And how about this? Let's say South Carolina goes 7-5 this year. They might have the best quarterback in the country and the best defensive player in the country.
Yeah, that's great. Football's a team game. And
Rutgers doesn't have that.
Oh, I'm with you. If you want to debate if South Carolina is better than Rutgers.
No, what I'm saying is, if you go team by team from last year to this one, it's not going to be equal.
Yes, but I also think, and this comes off as me being a Big Ten defender when I'm not.
You are.
No. I'm not. But
rational
thought.
Jon Snow over here.
Rational thought would tell me that Michigan's going to be better this year than what they were last year, or they would get back to where they were, which is decent.
I can make the same argument about Georgia. Georgia gets back to where they are. Yeah, Alabama gets back to where they are. You can't make that argument because
no. We're talking about bottom because if Michigan
weren't on the bottom,
if Michigan's decent, they were not
on the bottom.
Okay. So
you do realize they finished 5th in the Big Ten.
Okay. So
6th.
Yes.
That's not the bottom.
All right. But weren't you the one earlier talking about Indiana not beating anyone? They beat Michigan, did they not?
They beat one team that was above 500, and they beat them by 5 points.
Okay.
Okay, hold on.
And
South Carolina beat an ACC champion.
I'm with you.
Okay.
I'm with you.
Wait a minute. Oh, goodness gracious. Great balls of fire. South Carolina beat who else? Oh, they beat another ranked opponent in A&M?
Oh, and that's great. I give them a lot of credit. And they should have been in the playoff. I would have had them in my playoff over SMU.
Who did Ole Miss beat last year?
They beat a lot of good teams. They beat everybody by double digits. They should have been in over SMU.
Oh, they beat Georgia. Huh.
No, you will not hear me disagree about Ole Miss in particular getting in.
All right, let's not talk about the Big Ten for just a second. Can I give you another scenario?
Come on.
Now justify it to the ACC and Big 12. Say you want to defend the Big Ten, and let's just say it's not, but let's just say it's equal. It's not, but let's just act like it is. Now defend the ACC and the Big 12.
Okay, so the ACC.
You can.
Okay.
Don't even act like you can come in here and do it because you cannot.
No. Let me just make the argument for both of them. The ACC said they're going to go to 9. Okay. And the Big 12 is going to stay where they are. I think it's pretty clear that they don't deserve as many playoff teams as the Big 10 and the SEC. But I don't really know if they're really in.
They will take 4 of yours.
Okay. So if you're at 16, I'm fine with each of them getting 2. If they're at 16, I'm fine with both of them.
Tell you earlier.
I'm literally fine with both of them getting 2.
No, you're not. You're not.
Or just 1.
No,
if you do a 5-11, excuse me, just 1 for each one of those.
Well, it wouldn't be a 5. Well, let's say you do a 5-11.
2 total.
They just did exactly what you wanted them. They literally just did they forced upon you exactly what they wanted ultimately, which was more playoff expansion.
Okay.
So you can't tie them in. Carter, with all due respect, you cannot justify what these teams in the SEC are going through versus them getting any spots.
Okay.
You just can't. I'm sorry, you can't. There will be situations in teams in the ACC like Clemson or maybe a year like Miami or whom the hell ever, Florida State, whoever. One of them. Carter, there's 45 teams in these other conferences.
Do you think they deserve at least 1?
No, I don't think anybody deserves shit.
Blake,
because
you got to have 1 because you won't even have it's a national sport.
The ACC champion went 0-3 against the SEC last year. A team on the outside looking in didn't get in.
Blake,
you're telling me right now.
I can hear that out, Blake, if it is 12, but not at 16. If it's 16, they deserve at least 1.
South Carolina still gets left out.
Okay.
No, it's not okay.
You're shit out of luck. You're the 6th SEC
team.
Hold on. Don't get blown out.
Wait a minute. You're shit out of luck when you went on the road and beat a team that got in over you.
Yeah,
that's bullshit. No, that's bullshit.
Game. It's 1 game that was decided on the final drive. I can hear that out a little bit more if they would have blown the brakes off of Clemson.
Carter,
it's one game.
You're literally justifying games on the field not mattering.
No. You're doing that, Blake, because they had 11 other games, Blake, and they lost 3 of them.
That means that they would have played 6. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 playoff teams. 6. That means Alabama, Ole Miss, and all the other ones they played. How can you look at South Carolina beating Clemson and saying they deserve to be in over that? How?
Blake, if South Carolina really wanted to get into the playoff, they wouldn't have choked versus LSU. They didn't
choke.
They wouldn't have gotten blown. Okay. Yes.
They didn't choke.
They wouldn't have gotten their asses beat by Ole Miss.
Okay. We're not talking about Ole Miss. We're not talking about Ole Miss, LSU, or Alabama. We're talking about them versus Clemson, who they beat. Stop moving the goalposts.
Blake, teams lose from time to time.
Oh, and teams win from time to time. And when you go head to head and I beat you, I'm better than you. That's the point.
No. That's not how it works, Blake. Teams lose non-conference games all the time. They do.
In the chat, thumbs up, thumbs down. Do games on the field matter? Thumbs up if they matter, thumbs down if they don't.
No. That's my argument. You're making an argument against that because they had 11 other games.
Carter,
if they lose
I'm not.
One less game.
Both of them were 9-3.
Yes.
Both of them. How about this? South Carolina had more SEC wins than Clemson and beat them.
Okay. So I think you meant to say ACC.
No.
So SEC.
Clemson went 0-3 against the SEC.
All right.
They didn't beat one SEC team.
Okay.
South Carolina goes on the road and beats them. And you just said they still deserve to get in over them. That's exactly what you just said.
Yes, because one team, I'm just giving one slot, one automatic slot to an entire conference.
That is the most insane thing I've ever heard.
Then don't have a national sport then. Have a different playoff for the SEC and Big Ten. Have a different.
Do you understand what you're saying? Hold on.
No.
Understand what you're saying?
Oh, I fully understand. I'm fine with Clemson getting in over South Carolina last year.
And that is ludicrous.
I'm fine with how the thing is set up. Yes, if you're going to – I want the other conferences.
The chat is agreeing with me.
And that's fine. That's fine. My own chat disagrees with me all the time. That's why we're both here. You're talking to get your audience as well.
That is true.
The truth is, I am fine with the ACC and the Big 12 getting one slot if determined by a conference.
Even if that means that I go on the road and beat them at their own place and they get in over me, that is the wildest. Carter, Carter, they literally lost to Georgia. They literally lost to Louisville. Okay, so then how do you equate Clemson's loss to Louisville?
Oh, they got their asses kicked.
So hold on.
And they took it.
If you're going to do that to South Carolina, you got to do it to Clemson too.
Yes. Okay. But understand, Blake, if we're talking in particular about a 16-team conference, okay, a 16-team playoff format.
It's not 16.
Okay.
But if it is, okay.
If it is, I am fine with giving one slot, automatic slot to the ACC or the Big 12. And I think most people would.
No, they're all disagreeing with you.
Because we're in an SEC world. That helps a school like LSU to get a slot over an ACC champion.
All right, let's make it non-SEC related.
Yeah.
Go to Illinois.
Yeah, what about it?
Go back through all of those schedules.
Okay.
When games are on the field and I beat you, how can you determine that I don't deserve to be in there more than you when we both have the same record, when we both played on the same field, and I beat you?
Right, but that's not what that was, though, Blake. It wasn't a.
It is exactly what happened.
No. But that wasn't a win and you're in game, Blake.
It should be.
Right. Okay. If it should be, then there are plenty of times. So, okay, if that is the case, if that game is a win and you're in, that means in 2014, Purdue should have gotten into that playoff over Ohio State. 8-4 Purdue should have gotten in over Ohio State because Purdue beat Ohio State.
No, Carter.
If that one game determines everything. But like, according to your logic, it was decided on the field. It was decided on the field. Purdue beat them.
Here's the thing,
Purdue beat them. That's your logic. That's your argument. That's your argument.
It's not my argument, and you know it. You're, again, moving the goalpost. They had three other losses to other teams. 4 other losses. Did they not?
South Carolina had 3 other losses.
So did Clemson. If they had the same record and they played on the field, it should be decided.
All I am arguing is to keep this sport sane and to keep it of
it's
some
not
natural.
Sane.
Okay.
It's not.
So if you're going to do that and not guarantee the ACC or the Big 12 one slot out of a 16-team format, then have a different playoff for the SEC and the Big 10.
They're not going to do that. So which reverts back to the major point of
right. So
9 conference games is not beneficial for you.
Okay. So I'm okay with you having that argument. I just think it's insane, right? That you don't want to give one measly slot.
Carter,
to a team.
With all due respect, let me ask you this question.
One slot.
Why do you go on the court or the field or the diamond and play against one another? What's the reason?
To determine a winner, right? Okay. So
every time that you or whoever says, well, we want this sport to be regional and we want these other. Carter, go look at Clemson's other wins.
All right. So with Georgia, should Ole Miss have gotten in over Georgia because Ole Miss beat Georgia?
No.
Okay.
One loss, if they're going up head-to-head against one another, that's one thing. They're not. They got into an SEC championship game and won it. When it comes down to one game, and you both have the same record, how can you determine that Clemson – because Clemson's – what? Hold on. You literally came on my show on Tuesday and said Clemson played LSU scheduled, they would have been 6-6.
Yeah, that was determined by a computer, not what actually happened on the field. That's a completely different thing.
A completely different thing than what happened on the field actually?
Let me make sure I get this right. Okay. So should Arkansas have gotten in last year over Tennessee?
Carter, how do you not see what you're doing?
No, because you're doing the same thing. You're saying that one game.
Could Arkansas beat Alabama?
Could Arkansas beat Alabama?
If Arkansas and Tennessee came down to the head-to-head, yes, Arkansas should have been in.
Yes.
If it came down and they both had the same record and it came to head-to-head, yes.
Okay. So here's the thing with Clemson. On the surface, yes, I would probably say at the end of the year, South Carolina was a better team than Clemson. Okay, I'll give you that. All right, but I am perfectly fine with
it's not about us.
Okay,
it's not about us.
All right,
it's about what's right.
All right. So let's ask all the teams in the ACC. All right, if it's not about us, and most of the 579 people across platforms watching this, if it's not about us, all right, if it isn't. Okay, let's go poll all the millions of fans in the ACC.
They did.
And ask them.
They did. Greg Sankey announced it at SEC Media Days. Did you hear it?
So my point is, do you think ACC fans would want at least one slot to get into?
No. Greg Sankey came out literally at SEC Media Days and said that they had a team that did a poll, and they polled fans inside their own conference and in other conferences. And in that, it determined that the fans wanted the best teams. They did not want AQ model. It was literally what he said at the podium when he said, we're not going to an AQ model.
Okay.
So now you're going to have to determine to me that the SEC commissioner, who you just said made the best move of all time today and has made great moves. Then now you're going to have to say that he's lying to fit the narrative that we all want. That he
what is a 511 model? What is a 511 model?
An AQ model, but that's not what they picked. What they picked, they didn't pick against a 5 and 11 model or an AQ model in the poll.
Yes. Okay. So if that's the case, they're voting against their own self-interest.
No, they're not, because the SEC fan knows, and the fan knows, hey, listen, let's determine it on the field.
Yeah, okay.
Said at
SEC fans would want that because the SEC is a better conference than the ACC. I'm saying if you were to poll ACC fans, what would they want? What would ACC fans want?
I don't care what they want if it's not equal.
Okay. You just said Blake Frederick Theodore.
They said that they went to all conferences.
You just said it doesn't matter about us. I'm just asking.
It doesn't. Carter, you've said the word I and what I want at least 7 to 8 times.
Okay. What do you think ACC fans in a playoff model would like to have at least one slot?
If they had to go, sure. Would they want that? Sure.
And don't you think the Big 12 fans would want that too?
Hold on.
One slot?
Okay. Now make them go through an SEC schedule and see what they want.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Now your argument's dead. So again, you're talking about equality.
It's a stupid theoretical though, Blake, because ACC
Carter, all you do is bring in theoreticals to a playoff that actually, when it happens in reality, that we bring in here and say, hey, Clemson didn't beat South Carolina.
All right. But here's my major point, okay, because you have another show to do.
Yes.
So for those that don't know, I do want to apologize to our friends at Laborde Therapy for me cursing. I did. So my buddy Thomas at Laborde Therapy, shout out labordetherapy.com. That was my brother in Christ. He was the one that kept me on the straight and narrow in college. And that's tough to do, as you know, Blake. So I apologize for dropping a few F-bombs. It's been a very lively debate. Let me ask you this, and this is for the chat, and I need you to comment down below. It is inevitable that Greg Sankey made the right decision. He listened to my text messages that I sent him repeatedly that you need to go
Who
to.
said this?
Oh, I send him text messages all the time. Go to now, all the time. Text messages, DMs, fan notes. I even wrote on the back of his dusty window 9 games. That's how badly I wanted this today. But if you're LSU, which 3 permanent opponents does Blake Ruffino want on the 9-game conference schedule?
I don't care anymore.
You don't care? You're the one tweeted it out earlier. Which 3?
It's not who I wanted.
Okay.
And I'm not really thinking.
Oh, you're not going to give me 3? You're not gonna give me
I'm not thinking. Go see the tweet. I mean, Greg Sankey came out on Feinbaum and said we're going to go with traditional rivals as your main 3. Then Alabama's not in.
They'll find a way to keep Alabama.
No, they won't. You want to place a bet? Would you like to place a bet?
What do you want to bet that Alabama's a permanent?
I bet you lunch that they're not a permanent opponent.
Well, let's use some logic here. So Alabama for sure has to have Auburn, and Alabama for sure has to have Tennessee.
You sure you want to do this?
So let me think.
All right. You better, because I'm not going off half cocked.
No, here's my thing, because Alabama LSU has been the highest rating game a few times over the past decade. Mm-hmm. So the SEC is going to try as hard as they want. But once again, this is just minutia. I've done so much research, talked to so many people about this.
All right.
Saban is really adamant about not having to play Tennessee, Auburn, and LSU every year. He doesn't.
They're gonna get Tennessee, Auburn, and Vandy.
That's what I would say. Now that I've thought it through, but I do also understand that LSU Alabama just makes so much damn money. Holy crap, LSU Alabama draws such a big number.
Carter, doesn't matter because they're getting paid $5 million more a year.
Yeah, so LSU Alabama's gone by the wayside. So what do you think it's going to be?
Ole Miss, Arkansas, and Texas A&M.
Well, obviously,
and Arkansas is getting the shaft. Speaking of schedules and permanent opponents, you want to know Arkansas's?
It would be LSU, Texas, and
Missouri,
and Missouri. But I will say this: Arkansas wants LSU, Texas way more than any of the other schools on their permanent.
Sure,
they'll slam the table.
Is that equal to what Bama's getting? Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
is it equal? Is the 3 permanent opponents Arkansas is getting equal to what Alabama is getting?
No, but it's
okay.
Not,
so hold on. Can I ask you one more question?
Can
I ask you one more question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Didn't you just fight for an hour about making the conference more equal?
Blake, my argument isn't everything.
You just for an hour, and we literally disproved it in 30 seconds.
But that's not my argument. My argument is not making everything equal. That's not my argument. It's making things more equal. And it's without reasonable doubt that today Greg Sankey made the SEC schedule as equal as it ever has been. And the neutral college football fan, and I'm talking about LSU fans as well, ones that do not want to see Alabama play Mercer in November where games are supposed to be at their absolute peak. Now you can't do that.
Yes, they can. No, yes, they can.
Well, you can only do it twice now. You can only do it
Carter,
twice. You can only have
Carter.
Yes, go on ahead.
They only do it twice now, buddy.
No, you get 3 wins every year now.
Oh, you better go look at some of these teams' schedules. No, they did not. Your SEC champion a year ago played Clemson, played Georgia Tech, and then played 2 wins. There are a lot more teams in the SEC that are not doing 3. Carter, guess what?
That was my point earlier. That was my point earlier, Blake.
Newsflash.
That was my point earlier.
Can I tell you a newsflash?
Yes.
It's not going to change. Those teams are still playing. Hey, what was your schedule last year?
Hold on.
What was your schedule last year? Did you play 10 Power 4 opponents?
This is from someone that I trust. It said Texas A&M.
You better be careful.
Might not be a permanent.
How much you want to bet?
I don't know.
How much do you want to bet? How much do you want to bet?
I'm trying to see this through Texas A&M's.
No, I'm asking you. How much does anybody want to bet?
I would guess A&M remains a permanent for LSU. I would.
Okay.
But
you think I'm coming in here half cocked?
Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a halfie. There's nothing wrong with that. That's why they make pills that are azul colored to help people with that.
All right.
But the bottom line is, before we let you go do your thing, so I do want to share this. The only reason we're able to have this debate is because I had to move my live stream's normally at 6. Your national college football show is normally at 6. Mm-hmm. The only reason we're able to do a 5 p.m. show today is I'm doing more play-by-play. So I got to go do an event tonight. I'm doing some football play-by-play this year. So very lucky getting to do that. Hopefully get to do some college, but getting to do some pretty big high school games this year. And the news broke. And my favorite person to debate this with is here. Okay.
All right.
I'll let you.
I still love you.
Yes, I will let you make. Since we went back and forth and we discussed so many theoreticals, I'll let you make your 1 minute, because I know you got to go. 1 minute reason why this was a disaster scenario.
Because I want my team to go to the playoff, and I don't think that human beings will keep teams from the ACC and Big 12 out. And if it came down to it, when the Big 10 needed to get a 4th team in, they're going to do it, and they're going to shaft you. I think this all came down to money, and I think it all came down to playoff expansion. And they kind of say the word, since we've already cussed before, it fucks you. You think it doesn't right now, but it does.
So
it's going to. I promise you. I will bet every money in my bank account that it's going to.
Is making the playoff the main goal, or is winning the national championship?
What is LSU's main goal right now?
Is to win a national championship, right?
Okay. What do you got to do to make it there first?
You got to make the playoff. Right. Yes.
And again, you just had a 10-2 team that lost to Michigan and lost to Oregon, who won a national title.
Yes.
If you got to a situation where you're 9-3, 10-2, and they needed to put another Big Ten team in there, you're going to get the shaft. I don't care what you think. I don't care about strength of schedule. I am telling you right now, Carter, do you realize that they literally just changed the playoff twice the last 2 years based off their metrics? And you think, oh, well, they changed it now, so they're never going to change it again. They changed it the last 2 years.
Mm.
And you want me to trust those human beings?
I will. Here's my main argument for this today has nothing to do with the playoff at all. Okay. And like I've said, and the main thing I've mostly debated is the playoff aspect of this, right? But for me, I don't really care about the college football playoff. If we were to really break down actual games, there are so many actual fun, entertaining games. There's so many more of those in college football's regular season compared to the playoff, which is consistently produced blowouts. It's so difficult in a 129 or 134 team amalgamation of Power 4 and non-P5 schools. It's so difficult to make a playoff and determine a national champion. So for me, I personally mostly only care about every team in their particular conference. In every other sports conference, what do you do? What do you do? You play all the teams in your conference. Well, in college football, that's impossible. It's impossible. But now what the SEC did to every single one of you watching this today, what did they do? Well, for the first time,
They made it harder.
you don't have to wait to play Georgia every 6 years. You don't have to wait to play Kentucky every 6 years.
No, you got to wait every 4.
No, you wait every 2.
No, you didn't.
In a 9-3.
No, you didn't read Greg Sankey's thing then, did you? Do you want me to read the statement?
Okay, go on ahead.
You got 6 rotating opponents.
Yes.
You have 16 teams. You have 3 permanents.
Right. So you play every team once every 4 years.
Yes.
Okay. So you are guaranteed
one game against them every 4 years.
And that's
dumb. That's dumb because teams, guys like Malik Neighbors will still never play them.
Okay, that's a special generational 3-year and out kind of guy.
How many 3 and out players have you had?
I've had plenty, but
okay,
I don't think their goal is to.
All right.
But I am all about once every 4 years. I've been saying 2. My mistake. Once every 4 years, you're guaranteed to play every team in your conference. That's a real conference. That's what I care about.
You are already a real conference. All right, I got to roll.
All right, buddy. I do too. Yes, I did miss. Well, that is true. He is right. I still take that all day, every day. Go to this. Okay. No. Okay. Boom. We'll continue with the single standings non-divisional structure. Each team will play 3 annual opponents focused on maintaining many traditional rivalries. Each team's remaining 6 games will rotate among the remaining conference schools. Each team will face every other SEC program at least once every 2 years and once home and away every 4 years. So I was right about that. But there you go. Now, I do have to go. But I'm actually late for this announcement, and I hope I don't get fired. This, to me, I want everyone to know, was the best day for me in a long time in college football. Anyone that knows me knows I have been clamoring the table, and I might be the only SEC YouTuber out there that won at 9. I would say 90% of the people that you've seen on the channel recently, they're so focused about the Big Ten. They're so focused about the ACC. They're so focused about the Big 12. They're so focused about all that. F that. I've already said the F word. Fuck that. Honestly, if you are good enough, you're going to win the national championship. Georgia played 10 Power 4 teams in 2021. They won the national championship. Georgia in 2022, they played 10 Power 4 teams. Do you think 2019 LSU would have been denied a national championship had they had to play another Power 4 team? No, they wouldn't have been denied. It wouldn't have mattered. And what about the second best LSU team of all time? Who is the second best LSU team of all time? Well, it's 2011 LSU. It's not just me saying that. It's Matt Stinchcomb, who named 2011 LSU as the best non-national champion of this era. They got unlucky that they had to rematch Alabama. But what did 2011 LSU do? Well, they played 2 Power 4 teams out of conference that were stronger than most of the teams in the SEC that year, and they beat them. The bottom line is, yes, you watching this right now will speak out against your own AD and speak out against your own head coach. The point of me playing the Brian Kelly and Scott Woodward clips earlier tonight has nothing to do with me agreeing with them, saying that a 9-game conference schedule is best. And just judging by all of your comments, and I didn't take as many comments as we normally do, just judging by your comments, you wanted 8. A lot of you wanted 8. But what I want you to do tonight is look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm not a stupid bitch. We are 10 toes down in the Southeastern Conference. We don't care who you put in front of us. Who cares that our schedule got tougher today? If you're good enough, you will make it. The cream will always rise to the top. That is something that I want you to remember. Okay? And I understand this will be the topic that a lot of you disagree with me with. Now, here's what I want you to do. Type Y for yes, type in for no. If you want to do more on this later tonight, I don't mind going live. I appreciate you so much. Special thanks to Labor Therapy, Design Imaging, and so on and so on. It is Power Hour LSU. Boom. Tonight, we're doing steaks. Let's go.